If you check the machine, these details are the nameplate details of the DC separately excited generator, nothing but DC machine. Rated voltage, rated load current, rated field current, rated speed, rated output, you can find it on the machine. These are the nameplate details. If you check, this is the DC generator. On the panel we have placed this DC machine, and if we check these two terminals are the armature terminals. These are field winding, series field winding terminals. These are shunt field winding terminals. These are field rheostat, generator or the motor field rheostat to control the field current. And then coming to the left hand side, we have a power supply in which we are having the option of 120 to 208 volts, 1, 2, 3 neutral terminal, which is constant voltage. The next option is 0 to 120, 208 volts, 5 amperes, where we can vary from 0 to 120 volts per phase, where you can vary from 0 to 120 volts. And these two are 1, 2, 3, 4N, 4, 5, 6N are the 3-phase power supply terminals. Coming to this 7N and 8N, if you check 7N terminals, it is a variable DC power supply from 0 to 120 volts, and 120 volts to 2 amperes, 120 volts 2 amperes. 8N terminals is a DC constant 120 volt supply. See, you can see it here, power supply is written. This box, this is the power supply module. This is the DC machine module on which we are going to do the separately. We are going to connect as if the motor is running on a separately excited system, and we need to connect these terminals which is shown in connection diagram figure 1. Once we connect it, then we can start the power supply. So then we can start the experiment. Now, before going to the experiment, we need to check the rated voltage. Where is the rated voltage of the machine? It is running as a separately excited DC generator. If you check this, here we are having generator, and onto the left side we are having motor rating. When the machine is running as a generator, if you check the wattage, 120 watts, 1800 rpm, 120 volts, 1 ampere, it means the voltage, the nominal voltage is 120 volts, and the rated load current is 1 ampere, and the power is 120 watts. Power is 120 watts. If we check I think there is the information, field rating, rated field current. If you want to go for the field current, shunt field current, if you check, if you verify the shunt field, this is series one, and the down one is the shunt field current. So we are going to use it separately. So we will be using a field winding which can be connected separately. So we will be using shunt field current. If you check 175 watts, shunt field current rating is, it's not clear. If you check and move it from here, you can observe 0.4 amperes. Field current is 0.4 amperes, 120 volts. That rating you can enter here. That's it in this information. Coming to the open circuit characteristics of the separately excited DC generator, we are having the stator winding, we are having the field winding, and this winding, stator winding, is given power supply with the 3-phase AC, and the field winding is being supplied with the DC power supply. This is the prime mover for the DC machine. This is an synchronous machine. This is a synchronous motor which is used to move the DC machine, These two machines are coupled, mechanically coupled, using a timing belt. Then now when the output from the synchronous motor is given mechanically as an input to this DC machine, EMF is generated in this DC. At the terminals of the DC machine, EMF is generated. Now, to measure the EMF generated at different field windings, at different field currents, at different field currents, we are going to plot if open circuit characteristics in which voltage and field current are field current values are recorded. Now how to fill all these things, for which we need to give connections here. Now if you check the circuit diagram, first let us go for the prime mover connections. In this prime mover connections, power supply from this is given to the stator winding. Stator winding terminals are shorted, at the other end are shorted. This is the AC power supply, and the DC power supply to the field winding is given from 8N. From 8N DC power supply is given. Now the switch is off here. The switch is off condition now. If you want, you can check it here. It is O. Down O and the top I. I means input. On we can say. Now the switch is in the down position. Now here, coming to the DC generator, to make it run as a DC generator separately excited, we are giving power supply. See, power supply from 7, it is connected to the common of the ammeter. 500 ammeter, negative of the ammeter is connected to the field winding. It is connected it here, and then this winding is present inside the machine. Field winding is present inside the machine. The other end of the machine is here, and it is connected to this neutral N, and it is connected to the neutral N. Okay. Now coming to the output is checked across the voltage is checked across the armature, and the voltage is connected to the voltmeter, where we are going to measure the voltage. Check the readings. Now let us switch on the machine. If we check out the procedure, we need to, the first point is to connect the synchronous motor as shown in the figure with switch S, connect the DC generator as shown in the figure 2, make this with switch S. Coming to the point 1, connect the synchronous motor as shown in figure 1 with switch S open, this figure 1, and it is connected with switch open initially. Okay. Next we have connect the DC generator as shown in figure 2, make sure that brushes are in neutral. It has been checked, and this is the figure 2 connection, nothing but DC generator connections. Now couple the synchronous motor and the DC generator motor. The timing belt is connected between motor and the generator. Next, turn on the power supply. Just press this. Turn on the power supply. The synchronous motor is running. Turn on the power supply. The synchronous motor should be running, and it is running. Next, drive the generator using coupled synchronous motor. Drive the generator using coupled. Yes, it is running now. The generator is also rotating with the help of synchronous motor. Close the switch yes. Now we are closing the switch yes. Let us close this. When I close this switch, now the machine is running at the synchronous speed. Note down the voltage V for the zero field of current. Note down, now the current is 0. If we check the field current, the field current is 0. What about the voltage? Voltage is something around 12.5. Now in this column, now you can specify 0 to, for voltage current, for current of 0, the voltage is 12.5. Now simultaneously change the voltage to current to 100 milliamperes. I am varying this. Change the current. I am varying this. Change the current to 100 amperes. Now if you check the reading, it is 100. For 100, how much voltage? It is nearer to say 55, slightly greater than, if you check it straightly, slightly more than 50. Slightly more than 50, we got 55. Similarly, change it to 200. Change this to 200. We got something near to 100 value. If we get something nearer to 100 value. Similarly, record the value. Write it in the report. Similarly, go for 300. Slowly vary the rheostat. If we vary the rheostat, record the value for 300. For 300, it is something around 140. 140. Now go for 400 milliamperes. For milliamperes, we got something around 158 or 157, something slightly greater than 155. Now if you check the reading, all the table readings have been recorded. Now this experiment, this part of the experiment is completed. Simply we can reduce this to switch it off, reduce the power supply, close the switch, and then this power supply you can switch it off. Coming to the third part of the first experiment, external load characteristics of the separately excited DC generator. This connection remains same. Generator part connection, synchronous motor part connection remains same. We are not going to touch. It will be the same. Only thing is, coming to this motor, coming to this DC generator, we have connected just voltmeter in the previous open circuit characteristics. Now in this we are going to connect the resistive load, and to measure the current flowing through this we are using an ammeter, and to measure the voltage across the load we are using the voltmeter. Now the procedure is, we are going to follow the procedure which is specified or mentioned here. Now if we check, before going into the procedure, check the resistive connections. We are having, this is the resistive load which has been connected to the machine. After giving connections, now if you check, the switches are off. We are having 1200 ohms, 600 ohms, 300 ohms. Similarly, one more set, 1200 ohms, 600 ohms, 300 ohms. As the first part of the experiment, we need to make the resistance as 120 volts. How are we getting 120 volts? See, these two are connected in parallel. Hope you understood now. Now I am switching on 300, 600 and one more 300. It means 300, 300, 600, all the three connected to parallel. 300, 300, 600, all the three connected to parallel, you will get 120 ohms. Now we are going to run the DC generator at 120 ohms. Now to run the machine, so just switch on the power supply. The machine is running. I am switching on the switch. Check the readings. Some residual voltage is there and some field current is there. Some load current is there. That is for residual current. Why? This current is because some resistance is connected here. They are switched on. When I switch off this load, when there is no load, when the load is not connected, see the current value. Voltage is there and current is 0. Now we need to connect a load of 120 ohms. 300, 600 and again 300. Total together 120 ohms. Now as a procedure, we need to set a voltage of 120 volts across the load. So to set the 120 volts, I am using this field current. Vary the field current. When I vary the field current, I am setting the voltage to 120. See what is the voltage now? 75. 125. 125, 2 units less than, this is 140, sorry, less than this. Now it is 125. Check the current value. It is almost equal to 1. It is almost equal to. If I reduce this, current value is also reducing. Now I am changing it to 120. Changing it to 120. See the voltage? Voltage is 120. Current value. This is the load current. It is 1 ampere. Load current is 1 ampere. The same thing we are writing. For a voltage of 120, the current is 1 ampere. Now we will change this load current. This load. We will keep 150. We need to change it to 150, for which I am changing this to, I am switching it off 600 ohms. I am switching off 600 ohms. When you switch off 600 ohms, we are having 300 and 300 parallel. Together we will get a resistance of 150 ohms. Check the voltage. Make the voltage. See, it is voltage is 120 and the current is 0.75. Note the value here, 0.75. Make the voltage to 120. If I make the voltage to 120, is it exactly 120? Now check this. .75. We can say simply 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. It is 0.8. Now change the load to 200. To change the load to 200, 300 and 600 should be on. 300 and 600 should be on, and this 300 should be off. Now check the load. The load value has been dropped. The current value has been dropped. How much it is? 0.6. 0.65 or something like that, 0.6, and this is slightly 125. Change, make a note, 125 and 0.6. Similarly for 300 means simply make 1 on, 600 off. 600 off, only 300 is on. Check the current value, 0.4, and this is 125. 0.4, 125. What about this? Only 600 ohms. Only 600 ohms means 300 off, and this 600 on. Check the current value, 0.2, and this is slightly greater than 125, it is 130. Check now. We have written 130 and 0.2. Coming to all switches 0, it means I am making this off. All are off. When all are off, the current value is 0 and this voltage is 130, something around 130. Just write it 130. That's it.